Every day is a new experience with our kids. We have 11 kids ages 3 to 18. Woo. And they're all in school, so we get a break during the day. But as you can imagine, it's a very active household. But we have to start each day and end each day in prayer. That's the only way that we're going to make it and just, come out on top and excited about what we're doing, excited about being parents and raising our children to be, young adults that will contribute to society.
I think the biggest thing for us is what we learned early on is to put Christ in the center.
Yeah.
If you do that, that's how you can survive the ups and downs. If you're always even if I'm just looking at Lauren and saying, boy, I want to build everything around her, that doesn't always work. But if you're both pointing to Christ, you're both going to go in the same direction.
And the communication is so important. We have to have the conversations with each other. Now, it's difficult to carve out that time when you have so many personalities, so many children running around, but we do spend time together just talking about our day, talking about our plans. And that's important, to hear each other's voices.
Well, I started out, I guess, playing with my dad in the backyard in Jackson, Michigan, and just throwing footballs back and forth and never really thinking more about it. Just that's what kids did, and having that time with my dad, that blossomed into a high school career as a quarterback, and then I went to the University of Minnesota, and just really enjoyed being a student and being on the football team and being with my teammates. But again, never thinking that was going to be my career. Wow. I got a chance to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that was just awesome. I got to play for Chuck Noll, who was a tremendous coach. But even more than that, some of my teammates with the Steelers, Christian guys who helped me grow as a person, not just as a player. And that was an awesome time. And I did mention we beat your Cowboys in Super Bowl 13. But really, that playing part was very short for me. I dreamed that I was going to be this star player, but it was really just a short time, 3 years. And then at 25 years old, I got to start on the coaching staff.
Wow.
And with Coach Noll, and that led to a 28-year career of coaching. Yeah, I was actually done playing. I got traded a couple of times and released, and at 25 years old was really finished playing. And Coach Noll said, I think you have a great ability to communicate, you understand the game, you enjoy it. I think you'd have a future coaching. It caught me totally by surprise, but when I started, it was just something that really caught my eye, and I loved it. And from day one, I said, I really, really enjoy this, teaching young men, and not only being there to help them be better athletes, but help them be better young men as well. That was something that I really enjoyed. I remember my dad telling me stories about Joe Louis and Jackie Robinson and breaking down barriers. And so, that's what you think of. And I never pictured myself that way. But our oldest daughter went to Spelman, and she was at Spelman at the time and saying, hey, my professors talked about this like it was a milestone. And when you stop to think about it, say, wow, I am part of history. So I'm just very thankful and grateful for that. Well, Lauren and I enjoy being part of the community. We live in Tampa, and one of the things we like to do is read to elementary school students. It's a program Lauren kind of started when I was coaching.
Yeah, Tony was coaching with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the wives would go weekly into the local elementary schools and read to the kids. And we really enjoyed that experience, just encouraging the kids to read and have fun with the books. But we struggled finding books that we thought were appropriate for the children. We were targeting kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. And the books often were, they lacked diversity. The children would read the stories and they enjoyed them, but they didn't see themselves in the stories. Mm-hmm. And we also thought that some of the stories were just kind of fun and they didn't have good messages. Right. So I talked to Tony about that, and he said, why don't we write some stories? Why don't we create some stories with our experience with so many kids? We can probably come up with some good storylines, and the children will enjoy it. So we chose sports, no surprise, as our theme. And we've created some stories that we really are proud of, and the kids have loved them. Yes, my experience of being involved in the community and seeing a lot of different situations and seeing what could be improved and what was missing. That all played a part of it. And also because in my family, my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, they all adopted and did foster care.
Wow.
So that we have like a rich legacy of that in our family. So it was only natural that we would go on and foster and adopt as well.
And that's just what we hope when we read these. You know, we wanted kids to read, but even more than that, the interaction between parents and children, reading, talking about the story, and hey, here's what was going on with Maria. Did you go through things? Are you nervous about things? And just fostering that interaction is special. That was neat to see.
You'd be surprised the conversation that comes out of spending time together. Too often we hand a book to a child and say, go read this, and then you can go play. But reading with the child, it's enjoyable. And both rewarded by that experience. When they read these stories, they'll understand that they have to be a little courageous and step out of their comfort zone. And Maria finds courage. She's apprehensive about trying a new sport. So she has to be encouraged by her teammates, by her coaches and mentors to just, you know, be a risk taker and try that sport. And you'd be surprised how much fun it is. In our other story, Austin plays fair. He has to decide. He's playing football. They're having fun, but they're not winning. Yeah. So he has to decide. One of his teammates said, you know, let's bend the rules a little bit. Let's cheat so we can win. We can be victorious. He has to make a decision. Is that the right thing to do? Should I go along with it, or should I play by the rules? Should I do the right thing?
Wow.
So there are lessons of integrity and honesty, and that's what we want the readers to see. We have a competition until the end of August. Parents can go online to teamdungy.com and enroll their child, register their child. If their child is selected, they can be a character in one of the upcoming books. So who wouldn't want their child to be in the story and be featured? Wow. I think we would love to have parents be involved with their students, their children. Too often, kids are sent out to play or they go off and do an event and parents aren't involved. And we love being involved with our kids and playing with them and interacting with them. And it's so important. And when you walk alongside your children, then you can help them through those little lessons or little experiences that they have. And that's what's missing with a lot of families.